Alright, hey guys, it's Red Shadow, and we are doing a surprise stream. I think that's about it. So, we took care of, a lot of the stream affiliate anniversary. So, all we're gonna be doing for today is just go ahead and, do the rest of the events for 7 Nights and P5X. So yeah, basically all we're gonna be doing today in the stream. So it's probably not gonna be a long stream, but we'll see. Because I do want to get this done before it ends in a few days. Alright, so yeah, let's go and get started into it. As soon as Clement and Cesar turn around, they are confronted by 2 people blocking their path. What the hell are they saying? Hang on, Cesar, don't do anything rash. It's obvious that we're not a welcome presence here, and it looks like communicating verbally is out of the question. Perhaps we should just carve our way through. No, don't. We must try to speak with them first before we strike. I am a spellwalker, and I have come to share the flame of truck with you all. The moment Clement addresses the village people in their own tongue, their eyes widen in astonishment. The language of the spellweavers, to hear our ancestors' tongue spoken from the mouth of outsiders. How can this be? You actually know how to speak this dialect, Clement? This is the language of Chuck, the deity worshipped by this primordial village. Learning it is fundamental for anyone who delves deeply enough into spellwork and sorcery. Tell me, Spellwalker, who is that one radiating with bloodlust beside you? Are they talking about me? Have no fear. This man is the Iron Guardian who safeguards my equipment. We simply wish to meet with your leader and borrow a measure of your ancient wisdom. Your message is understood. Welcome, Iron Guardian. I introduced you to the villagers as the Iron Guardian. The Iron Guardian? That's quite the flattering title. It's just a spell-shaped interpretation of what your first impression is like. You, Spellwalker, and the Iron Guardian, follow me. I shall guide you to our leader. Let's go, Cesar. Bear in mind, the customs here are stricter than the law itself, so act only as I interpret for you. We'll see how they behave first, and then I'll act accordingly. Clement and Cesar follow behind the village's people. As they march through the village, Clement feels the wary and guarded gazes of the villagers upon them. The villagers' scrutinizing gazes are about to make Clement squirm when the pair arrive at the leader's residence, the largest structure in the village. Moments later, the village people usher Clement, the only one of the 2 who speaks a common tongue, inside. You, who commands the flame of wisdom, I have come to share with you the flame of Chuck. Hell, pray tell me, what is an outsider like you doing in this place? I seek to borrow your wisdom. I was brought here on a long, arduous journey to find my son. To find my son, I require the blue tears that grow within the caves connected to this primordial village. Blue tears? There are no blue tears here. But I was informed, quite explicitly, that they could be found within those caves. Could you at least permit me to verify this fact? The caves cannot be opened to outsiders. Leave. But if I only need to look once, stand down. Those caves are hallowed ground that has been passed down in our village for generations. Not even our own people can freely enter that place. What makes you believe an outsider will be permitted to enter it? It's simply unthinkable. But I need the blue tier to find my lost son. I beg you, can you not show me just a little compassion? Where did you lose your son? A place deeper and darker than any pit marked on any map. And to return to that place, it is imperative that I obtain the blue tier. Without your help, I will likely never see my son again. I understand your grief, but the secret relic of these souls is not so trivial of an object that it can be handed over out of common sympathy. We have no tears to spare for a complete stranger from the outside world. Now leave this place at once. Please, just reconsider one more time. You make it sound like she's asking you to move mountains, not just show her the caves one single time. Cesar, I may not understand a single word coming out of their mouth, but I'm fairly certain they just refused to show us the cave, am I right? Didn't I distinctly tell you to not to get involved? What in the world do you think you're doing? Be gone, all of you! Huh. You look like I could take you out with a single punch. Drag these insolent outsiders out of here now! Cesar, no violence! But... At Clement's insistence, Cesar reluctantly lowers his clenched fist, as the village people unceremoniously drag both Clement and Cesar outside. After being dragged out, the pair takes a moment to regroup in the deep of the woods at the village outskirts. In the deathly quiet of the forest, they rack their brains to try and come up with a way to change the village leader's mind. However, no viable solution came to them. So letting outsiders to even set foot in a cave is taboo. They're much more guarded than I thought. But I can't just turn back now. Now when the only clue we have to repairing the staff is right within our reach. I was saying using violence or force is still out of the question. No brute force, no violence. If you take their tribal relic like that, we're no better than the bandits or grave robbers. But we can't wait around blindly for them to give us access either. This is troubling. Come to think of it, I noticed something while you were speaking with the village leader. I saw children outside sucking on their fingers from hunger, while the villagers looked on miserably, unable to do anything to help them. I'm guessing the people here haven't seen a proper meal in ages. Their way of life and attire, too, seem to fall below the standards of modern civilization. Is that true? I saw what I saw. I bet if we bring food to the villagers, something they'll really enjoy, it might help ease some of their suspicion, at the very least. Thank you, Cesar, for your valuable insight. I don't know if just food will be enough to win over their leader, but it's certainly worth a try. At first light, we'll round up some food and provisions and head back to the village. The next morning, Orca, having resolved the emergency at his merchant guild, returns back to the entrance of the primordial village. When he arrives, he finds Clement and Cesar struggling to make headway in their conversation with the village people. Strange. I thought they would have secured the blue tier by now. So why are they camping out right in front of the village? Orca draws close to the spot where Clement and Cesar are standing. This food, you're giving it to us? It's a gift for your village. Please enjoy and eat to your heart's content. Thank you. We will not forget this kindness. Would it perhaps be possible for us to personally deliver some of this food to your leader? I'm afraid that would be difficult. He no longer wishes to deal with either of you. Clement, what if we found out what his favorite foods are? If we could bring that and present it to him, you still wouldn't be able to complete the staff in 1,000,000 years at that rate. Orca, Have you tended to your affairs already? The customs here are so strict that you can't just... Customs? Huh. You mean to say that this fuss is really just over a matter of rural customs? You don't understand, Orca. This isn't like any ordinary village. Never mind that. You know what's stronger than customs and discipline? Starvation. Starvation? What do you think happens when people are pushed to the edge of starvation? It doesn't matter who you are. All manner of rules and decorum meant to preserve their dignity is the first thing people abandon. Everyone. Don't tell me. You don't mean to torment these villagers, do you? Orca, that's going too far. What kind of monster do you take me for? I intend to be the one who satisfies their hunger for them. You mean, by their favor? Exactly. And if we do things my way, winning their hearts is only a matter of time. These people cut off all ties with the outside world just to protect the Blue Tier. By choice. You really think they'll surrender it for a few pieces of gold and treasure? They'll be particularly into such things. They have an unshakably noble conviction. You can tell just from the vernacular of their language they speak. Is that right? Then why don't you teach me their language? If it's truly as noble as you claim, I'd like to learn it firsthand. Their language? The tongue spoken by the primordial village is ancient and archaic. It's very different from common speech, so it won't be easy to learn. Easy or difficult, that's for me to decide. Now let's start with their common everyday words and phrases. At Orca's obstinate request, Clemeth relents and begins teaching him the village people's ancient language. But contrary to her initial skepticism, oh my gosh, I can't read. Orca masters archaic language in only a few short days. He possesses an extraordinary aptitude. Upon being taught a single word, he is able to infer the meaning of several others, as well as demonstrating a remarkable ability to construct full working sentences using that vocabulary. Your linguistic adaptability is truly remarkable. It took years to learn this language, even for me, but you somehow picked it up in only a few days. I had an excellent teacher. So now you speak their language. What will you do now? Are you planning on persuading their leader yourself? No, that isn't really my style. Too stuffy, too conventional. Without warning, Orca turns and strides right into the primordial village, momentarily bewildering the villagers with his swagger before they move to stop him. But Orca ignores them, addressing the villagers in a booming voice. Hear me all! All this time you have lived in tremendous hardship. You have watched your young fall sick and go hungry. Could anyone tell me why? That outsider knows how to speak our tongue as well? Wait over there! What are those shiny things? That instant, the sailors who had come with Orca began unloading a dizzying wealth of riches, gold, silver, jewels, along with every manner of mouth-watering delicacies, from large silk sacks right before the villagers' eyes. Good heavens! I've never seen anything like this before. Look at this fabric. So smooth and lustrous, it slips right through your fingers. How on earth did you manage to get your hands on such rare treasures? Do not be so surprised. These items you see before you are actually quite commonplace outside of this village. These items are common? Indeed. The reason why I've come here today is because it pains me terribly to see you live such hard lives without enjoying these comforts, things you could have been enjoying all along. Why then, have you been able to make use of these marvelous wonders until now? I'll tell you why. It is because your leader hoards the village's sacred relic, the Blue Tier, and completely cut you out from trade, with the outside world, all too satisfied his own greed and hubris. Our leader? To say our leader hoards the village relic is false. He's just trying to keep it safe, that's all. So, have any of you seen the sacred relic with your own eyes? And be it a relic or a rock, has that pride of yours for safeguarding it ever filled your bellies? No, it has not. It's done nothing of the sort. If not for that so-called relic, which might as well be just a rock for all the good that's done you, you and your kin would have been enjoying a life of rich comfort long ago. Come on now, everyone. Indulge to your heart's content in the fruits of civilization you have hungered for so long. All of this is a gift of goodwill, meant entirely for you. And if you wish to continue enjoying a comfortable life that has been afforded to everyone else, save for you until now, you cannot allow the blue tear to remain in your village any longer. Let every one of you take that to heart. The villagers initially regard Orca with suspicion, but they lower their guards by the end of Orca's speech, and little by little, they begin to reach out for the dazzling array of gold jewels and sensual delicacies laid before them. It isn't long before the village people, having tasted the fruits of abundance, start to look upon Orca with favor. True to Orca's word, winning them over took him no time at all, and to these very people, Orca then begins to spread malicious rumors about their leader. That duplicitous snake. He's disrupting the very order of this village. Orca! What you're doing will lead to the village's own destruction. Stop it! Stop this right now! Destruction? Oh no. This is revolution. You call this farce a revolution? That's right. And every revolution requires a scapegoat. Watch closely and learn. This is how you get what you want, efficiently. Goodness gracious, he sounds like a freaking villain. And I make him sound like a villain too. Village people gather in huge crowds around their leader's resistance. Every single one of them are drunk and intoxicated by the sweet liquor Orca has provided, and a strange unsettling madness gleams in their eyes. Hi, Lokes! How's it going? The leader is a hypocrite! Step down, hypocrite! You don't deserve to lead us! How dare you! You should pay for hoarding the sacred relic and leaving us to starve! Sitting behind them, watching casually with his arms crossed, is Orca. Clemens and Cesar, on the other hand, are speechless and shocked by the spectacle before them. I'm doing good. I'm just tired, but I was like, you know what? These events are going to be going away soon. Well, not away, but, you know, they're going to be ending, like, as far as event rewards and such goes. So, might as well just go ahead and do, the rest of the events. Do you see, Clemens? How does your oh so noble language sound to you now? Do you see how easily their unshakable conviction turns into a screeching cacophony over a few gold ingots? This isn't right, Orca. You're crossing a line. These people spent their entire lives protecting their souls, and you're making them tear it all apart. As a thunderous clamor of the people starts to rise, their leader finally opens his door and steps outside. He looks unexpectedly frail and clammy, as he's stricken by betrayal, and his former dignity is now nowhere to be seen. Look at these expensive meats and rare medicines the outer has given us. If you have any conscience at all, have over the blue tier and let it. You. None of you have any idea what it is you're selling out. That relic is the very lifeblood of our village, the pride of our ancestors. To hell with pride. What good is that to us when we're just one meal away from starvation? Hand the relic over, or I swear we'll burn your noble abode to the ground first. Oh ancestors, is this truly my fate? To be condemned by the greedy for trying to protect your sacred relic? You've finally shown yourself. It was about time. And you must be the outsider they spoke of. What will you do with the blue tier now? One wrong move and your own people will drive you out of the village, tarred and feathered. Surely you don't plan to keep holding on to it. Yes, even if I were to continue safeguarding it, it serves no purpose anymore. I shall entrust the blue tier to you. Stop it, Orca! You've done more than enough! Stop this at once! You want me to stop? Look around. The leader has surrendered, and the blue tier you so desperately wanted is about to fall right in your lap. I've laid the entire stage for you, but you're looking at me like I kicked a puppy. No need to thank me. You have the blue tier now, so let's just finish remaking your staff. Orca, is this what you call efficiency? I'm not sure I like your tone. I didn't resort to any physical force of violence, did I? In fact, I resolved this issue with more dignity and sophistication than anyone else could have imagined, or could have managed. By turning the village people against their leader, I got us exactly what we wanted without hurting a single person or getting our hands dirty. If that isn't efficiency, then what is? You call that efficiency? Taking people's lifelong convictions, everything they have ever lived for, and tossing them into the trash? Do you see the irreparable damage you've inflicted on the souls of both their leader and his people? Simmer down, Clemeth. The villagers were enlightened to this on their own. They realized this old man's ideology was still and obsolete, like outdated stock, and now they're simply campaigning to replace with something new. No, you trampled all over the life's work of the leader and reduced an entire village to a horde of angry beasts. An outbreak in 5 minutes. Tell me, what exactly is so wrong with replacing the new with the new? You weren't so keen on hanging onto that old worn-out staff either, were you? Isn't that why we're here in the first place? To take that busted staff of yours and repair it into something brand new? Huh. I'm not gonna waste my breath talking to you. Get out of my sight, now! Well, isn't that rather disappointing? After I opened a shortcut to help you find your son sooner, to think my goodwill would be cast aside like this. Your goodwill? Don't make me laugh. The hypocrisy in your words making me want to puke. Don't ever show your face to me again. I refuse to let scum like you muddle the path to finding my son. Are you saying you intend to renege on our deal? Yeah. Your methods are completely incompatible with mine, and any sane person would feel the same. I'll repay the debt I owe you in full, no matter how long it takes, but I will never, ever make another deal with you. Our journey together ends here. If that's how you want to play it, it's a shame, but what can you do? These things happen, and it's difficult to accomplish great things with a partner who lets their emotions get the better of them. I promise, you will live to regret breaking our deal. Almost leisurely, Orca turns and walks off, vanishing into the darkness like a graceful shadow. Clemeth glares coldly at his retreating figure. Once he left the outskirts of the village, Orca produces a notebook from his pocket and jots something down, murmuring to himself in a low voice. She's even more straight-laced than I thought. Fine. With that obvious nose closed off, I need only to devise a different stratagem. Plymouth, the moment your staff is complete, you will seek me out again. I guarantee it. Meanwhile, with the fury of the crowd fading into the distance, the leader guides Plymouth deeper into the cave. Trembling, the leader braces his hand against the wall and starts softly reciting an ancient incantation. The air around them begins to shimmer. An illusion that had been hidden mere seconds ago is lifted, revealing a huge glowing blue ore bathed in a radiant beam of light filtering down from the cave ceiling. Behold, this is the sacred relic my village has risked their lives to protect for generations, the blue tear. I can't believe that a magical energy of such purity and magnitude was able to lay hidden and condensed in this cave for all this time. The details in the ancient text were true. I spent my whole life in constant dread, terrified that this beautiful, precious treasure might be defiled by the hands of the outsiders. I watched the village gates tight, keeping its very existence hidden from even from my own kin. You made that choice to protect your village. No one could ever fault you for it. No, you're wrong. You saw them, didn't you? The look in everyone's eyes, leering at me in front of my own home. What they truly hungered for was neither the pride of our ancestors, nor the honor of safeguarding this relic. They sold it all short for what? Enough food to fill their bellies for a day? An ordinary life free from worry about what the next day might bring? In the end, if the schemes of one greedy man was always going to be enough for them to cast this relic aside so easily, I should have sold it to feed my people long ago. This is a bitter price I pay for being blinded by duty, at the cost of starving my own people. Please don't blame yourself. You were trying to protect more than just a sacred relic. It was the pride and dignity of your village. The village leader presents the blue tear to Plymouth with careful hands. Take it. But I watched your soul get trampled and let it happen. And there's the ad break. I'm going to pause right there. Man, I am tired though. But I am glad that today was over and done with because it was a crazy day. Crazy long day. But I am glad that it's over and done with. Because I would not know what I would be doing right now. I would probably just say, you know what? I am tired. I am eepy. I just want to go to my bed. I was like, nah. There's a thing. And we're back. No, my soul remains uncrushed. My only regret is that I failed to do more to look after my people. Now go. The blue tear is no longer a symbol of my grief, but a beacon of hope for you instead. I pray that you will find your son. Thank you. With this blue tear, I'm certain I'll find him. I'll prove that your sacrifice today wasn't in vain, and someday, I swear I will return to repay this kindness. And there's 3 more things to do on this event, rather. Days later, inside Clement's workshop, she studies the disassembled components of her staff, laid out on her workbench, along with the blue tear she acquired from the primordial village. As Clement focuses on the repairs, Cesar places a large leather pouch onto the workbench. Here are the metal alloys and magic stones you requested. They weren't easy to come by. But does this mean you now have all the necessary materials? Let's see. The count and the weight are both sufficient. It was a rush request, so I thank you for delivering so quickly, Cesar. I promise I'll make sure to pay back the favor. Save your thanks until the staff is finished. Now get to work. I'll stand guard outside to make sure there's no disturbances. No. Why don't you stay here and watch? I might need your help while I repair the staff. In that case, I'll observe from the back. With the materials Cesar delivered at hand, Clement sets to work repairing the staff. The clanking of various tools striking against alloys and magic stones, and the chanting of ancient incantations echo throughout the workshop. Elbow deep in repairs, Clement finally takes a pair of pincers and carefully embeds the blue tear's essence into the staff's core. Immediately, a blinding flash of blue light floods the workshop before receding back to the staff just as quickly. It's done. Did you feel that surge of magic, Cesar? They did. I like it too. It's powerful. Far too powerful to be dismissed as a mere piece of equipment. You finally made the impossible a reality through sheer willpower and tenacity. Thank you, Cesar. I couldn't have done it without you. Then, is it time to fulfill our promise now, Clement? Yes. Now I can finally step into that darkness where my son awaits. Just then, the closed door to the workshop creaks open, and slow clouds break out across the room as Orca strolls leisurely into the room. Ooh, what a truly touching moment. Orca, what are you doing here? Didn't I tell you to never... What the heck did they do with this phrase? Didn't I tell you to never to show your face to me again? And why should I comply with that? Who are you to give me orders? How did you find this place, Orca? I must say, the tracking device I secretly attached to Clement's clothes worked wonders. What? Why didn't you even plant this thing? No, because of that, I was spared the trouble of having to watch that staff get repaired in real time. I thought I was going to die of boredom waiting for it to finally be finished. You snake. Have you been spying on me from the very beginning? Spying? That's such an ugly word. I've merely been monitoring my investment. I couldn't care less whether you staged some melodrama in a dank cave, or frantically scavenge for materials. What I want is something else entirely. The sound of heavy footsteps and the cold clatter of metal echoes from outside the workshop. With a single gesture from Orca, a gang of armed goons emerges from the shadows. Why, you bastard. Hired a private gang of thugs, did you? It's time for you to choose. Will you behave and open up the path to take me to the abyss? Or will you choose to become nothing but scrapped junk, along with that precious staff of yours? If I don't take you to the abyss, you'll destroy the staff? My advice? Don't take too long to make your decision. My friends here are woefully impatient, you see. Orca's gang tightens their grips on their weapons and advance menacingly. Cesar steps in front of Clemens, blocking their path and bringing them to a halt. Orca, don't delude yourself. Throwing a bunch of bodies at me won't stop me from clobbering everyone here. Ah, Cesar, you're right. You certainly possess a freakishly powerful, if mindless, sort of raw strength. But I hold the purse strings when it comes to these fellows, and the only thing they fear more than death is poverty. They'll stop at nothing to destroy that staff. While you're busy snapping at one of your necks, another will find a way to shatter Clement's staff. It's only a matter of time. You know what? I changed my mind. I'll just gouge out your heart straight out of your rib cage. That ought to settle things. I'll make sure the air in this room is thick with the stench of your blood. Save your crude threats for someone who cares, Cesar. I didn't come here to die. I came to propose an alliance. Make your choice, Clement. Are you really willing to leave a trail of innocent corpses in your wake as soon as you search for your son? You sick, twisted, cowardly bastard! Stand back, Clement. As long as I'm standing, I won't let that staff get destroyed. Cesar subdues the gang of thugs in a blink of an eye. Riding the momentum, he seizes Orca by the scruff of the neck with savage brute force. Suspended in mid-air, Orca's face immediately pales into an ashy gray. Cesar, you might actually kill him! Stop! Orca gradually turns pitifully blue in the face as he teeters on the edge of suffocation. Horror-stricken, Clement cries out and rushes forward, desperately clinging onto Cesar's arm. Not immune to Clement's desperate pleas, Cesar loosens his grip on Orca by a fraction. Just as Clement's staff slips limply from her hands. Seizing the opportunity, Orca swiftly breaks free from Cesar's grasp and snatches his staff. No! You rat-faced bastard, how dare you! Breaking our deal was despicable, but I suppose I can show a little leniency. If you want the staff, come find me. I'll be waiting in front of the gate of the abyss. Smirking triumphantly, Orca bolts out of the workshop. Just as Cesar is about to give chase, Clement grabs hold of his arm. Cesar's body lurches to a violent halt. What the hell are you doing, Clement? Let go! If we lose him now, there's no telling where that bastard might vanish with the staff. Calm down, Cesar. There's no reason to go after him. Are you serious? He just took the only hope of finding your son, and you want to calm down? Don't tell me you're giving up now. No, of course not. That staff isn't just a simple tool. It's practically a living entity imbued with the resonance of my magic at the Blue Tier. And that means... It means that merchant scum can wave it around all he likes, but without understanding the principles of spellwork and sorcery, it will never perform for him. An ordinary person won't be able to cast any magic at all, let alone open the abyssal gate. All he has is basically a husk of a staff. The power to awaken it still remains right here in my hands. In the end, Orca has no choice but to fumble helplessly with the staff and wait for me. That means we have to track that bastard down again. You stay here, Clement. I'll go handle this quickly on my own. No, I'm coming with you. That bastard may threaten you again. Not to worry, I'm not gullible enough to fall for the same trick twice. I'm trying... Oh my god, I can't read. I'm going to find that scumbag, and he's going to learn exactly who it was here that walked into a trap of their own accord. Are you really sure about this? Of course I am. Come on, Cesar. Let's go see just how hopelessly that cowardly merchant is floundering with that staff. Very much so, hot damn. This thing just took a turn. Orca's a dick. At the docks of the Terra Kingdom Harbor, Clement and Cesar spot Orca staying in the distance as a breeze off the ocean ruffles his hair. He lazily swings his staff in his hand as if it was nothing more than a cumbersome piece of luggage. Ah, good. You arrived sooner than expected. I was getting so bored of waiting that I started debating tossing this thing into the sea. Hand over the staff quietly, Orca, or else I'll rip that tongue right out of your throat. Here, take it. What? Just like that? Whatever this staff is, it's completely useless to me. No matter how much I swung it around, I couldn't get so much as a flicker of light from it. It's heavy as hell, too. All it did was make my wrist ache. I even considered just prying it out the blue tier to sail off, but that damn thing wouldn't budge. Are you serious? No need to look so grateful. I'm only giving it back because I've marked it in my ledger as having 0 profit value. Incredible. Did you pawn off your ability to apologize along with it? What apology? Our deal's already been called off. You really expect me to make an extra emotional expenditure on something like an apology? Well, if you insist on hearing one, how about if we call it even, considering all the rapid travel you enjoyed at my courtesy? For crying out loud, trying to talk to you is like talking to a brick wall. It is suspicious. Whatever. I've lost all interest in that staff, so just take it and be on your way. Oh, and if you happen to make it to the very bottom of the abyss and find your son, do give him my regards. Assuming he's still alive, that is. Orca erupts into a sneering, vicious laugh and turns away. Clement and Cesar stare after him in utter disbelief. I've never in my entire life met someone so shameless. Is there any point in speaking with him further? No, absolutely not. We need to head for the abyss immediately. At last, we can finally open that gate. Clement and Cesar make their way into a forest near the harbor, a desolate place isolated from crowds and passers-by. With a solemn expression, Clement raises the staff of Providence high and starts chanting an ancient incantation. The tip of the staff starts glimmering, threatening to erupt with blue light, and the needle in its built-in compass started spinning wildly. The blue tear embedded within it, normally a translucent crystalline blue, turns murky and blood red as it vibrates ominously. Plymouth, the staff. Something's wrong with it. Step back. But this shouldn't be happening. The staff's magic is flowing in reverse. Stop the incantation. No. If I could just stabilize the mana flow, it might still work. Clement struggles to quell the raging surge of crimson magic, but the staff becomes searing hot, as if screaming in agony. Ultimately, Clement forces herself to stop chanting. This is bizarre. Is there something else required to open the abyss? There wasn't supposed to be anything required beyond the Staff of Providence itself. I recited the incantation exactly as written in the ancient tome. I don't know what went wrong. Is it possible that bastard Orca tampered with the staff before returning it? I wouldn't put it past him. I can't believe that Snake would cook up a scheme like that while smirking right in our faces. How could a so-called guild leader within the Pentagon be this despicable? And how could the Kingdom of Terra ever recognize someone like him as a guild leader? I just don't understand. The Pentagon's guild leaders all hold their positions for a reason. As unpleasant as it is to think about, the bastard's abilities to influence are likely more than enough to make up for his underhanded nature. So long as someone's capable, their lack of moral their lack of moral character can be overlooked? What a baffling organization. Never mind that. What's the condition of this staff? Should we check if it needs any repairs? Now that I'm examining it, it seems to have tinkered with the compass very subtly. Looks perfectly fine on the surface, but with the compass's magic stone was definitely tempered to go into overdrive. Can it be fixed? The compass? Yes. But the real problem is the blue tear. The magical overload has completely corrupted it. The color's turned entirely red now. To fix this, we're going to need another medium powerful enough to purify the degraded magic. But where are we supposed to find something like that? Damn it. If only I hadn't lost grip on the staff, none of this would have happened. There's no point in blaming yourself, Clemeth. This is not your fault. But the ancient tome says nothing about how to purify the blue tear that's been contaminated to the extent. How in blazes am I supposed to repair this now? What about Alf's research logs? Alf's research logs? Do you mean the forbidden text written by the legendary mage Alf? So you know of it. Who knows? There may be mentions of the blue tear inside. But that book can't be found in any library in the world. It was supposedly lost during the war. You wouldn't find it in an ordinary... Sorry. You wouldn't find it in an ordinary art library. That's true. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Sorry. But the Pentagon headquarters is no ordinary library. The Pentagon headquarters? That's right. That tome contains not only references to the Staff of Providence, but also detailed instructions on how to restore the blue tear, should it ever become corrupted. Is that really true? How on earth did you get your hands on that thing? I've been relentlessly tracking down information on the Abyss for ages. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that I've searched for every single corner of the Asgard continent to that end. So, what do you say? Aren't you just a little curious? Yes. Cesara looks at Clemeth with a meaningful smile. Clemeth chews her lip in hesitation before finally giving her response. And there is a hydrate. And I shall hydrate right now with water. And where is this tome exactly? I knew your curiosity would be piqued. I need to get my hands on that tome immediately. The magical energy of the blue tear keeps fluctuating erratically. And if it isn't dealt with... There's no need to be so hasty, Clemeth. You're not going to get that research tome any faster by rushing anyway. The Pentagon's secret archives can only be entered and accessed by the guild leaders of the Pentagon. So you can bring it to me. You're a guild leader, aren't you? If I do, the other guild leaders, including Orca, will notice immediately. Then I'd have to explain why I need the book, which would complicate things vastly. Huh. So there's no other way for anyone other than a guild leader to access the archives? There is a way. What a relief. What is it? You join the Pentagon. Me? Yes, you. You have a following of alchemists and adventurers, don't you? Lead them and join the Pentagon. Then, as an official guild leader with our organization, no one can stop you from accessing our archive. You want me to join the same guild alliance that would accept the likes of Orca into their ranks? Yes, but remember, you undeniably need Alf's research logs. That's true. So what say you? It seems like I might have options. I'll join you. I'll join the Pentagon. A wise choice. However, there is something I want to make abundantly clear. My joining the Pentagon is merely a means to save my son. It does not mean I intend to operate according to the Pentagon's methods. The moment I get the research logs and repair the staff, I'm going back to doing things my way as I see fit. If that's acceptable, then I'll join. That won't be of any consequence. The guild leaders rarely insert themselves into one another's spheres of activity after all. Oh yeah? In that case, I accept wholeheartedly. Then follow me. I'll take you to the Pentagon's headquarters. Following Cesar's lead, Clemens sets foot into the Pentagon's headquarters. Thanks to Cesar's influence, her request to Terra Kingdom to secure official recognition as a guild is fast-tracked, and she is quickly granted access to the Pentagon's secret archives. And so, while Clement engrosses herself in poring over the archive's texts, Cesar quietly slips away. Elsewhere, down at the docks of the Terra Kingdom harbor, Orcus stands alone and gazes out at the distant horizon. Just then, Cesar sneaks up behind him, his footsteps, usually heavy as a beat's, muffled to barely a whisper. The staff. You ruined it on purpose, didn't you? How perceptive of you. Then again, I figured you'd catch on immediately. Why's that? Without the staff, there's no way to open the gates to that blasted place. And if your relationship with Clement falls apart, then that throws a wrench in your own plans, doesn't it? So why? A wrench? On the contrary, everything's going exactly according to plan. According to plan? I figured if I tampered with the staff, he'd naturally mention Al's research logs to her, seeing as how those notes contain information on the staff of Providence. Then, I'd anticipated that you'd use repairing the staff as a pretext to bring that woman into the Pentagon's fold. And my prediction was entirely correct. You scoundrel. As distasteful as I find your antics, I admit your cunning schemery is truly remarkable in this regard. That woman's abilities cannot become known to the world. It's already enough that we know about it. Let me guess. You need her so you can bolster the power of your own trading company. That's right. As it stands, the scale of the pleasure's influence still falls painfully short of my expectations. Did you already seize control of Asgard's entire trade network with my help? That's not enough for you. You still seek to amass even greater power? Unlike you, I currently lack the overwhelming brute force to blast away anything that stands on my path. But if I were to attain an object with comparable powers, that would be an entirely different story. And to attain powers greater than what I currently hold, I require the technology of the future. If I have that, my deepest aspirations are bound to be realized. Whatever this object is that you're hell-bent on acquiring, it sounds like you're convinced that Clement can create it for you. Precisely. That woman has a proven track record of fabricating an exceptional exploration gear and supplied throughout Asgard. Given her caliber, there's no reason why she couldn't create what I want. But there's always an exception. What will you do if Clement ultimately fails to create this thing for you? Then, I'll make that woman scour every nook and cranny of the abyss until she unearths all sorts of blueprints and materials that don't exist in this world, and make her lay them down at my feet. I will secure that future, a future monopolized by my trading company, no matter the cost. How typical of you. You'll stop at absolutely nothing to get what you want. You say that as if you're any different. You also lured Clement into this organization in the first place because he wants the Emerald Tablet. I know. We need to. Because he wants to become human. You're not wrong. I do desire that object more than anyone. See? We're cut from the same cloth, you and me. Our methods may differ slightly, but in the end, neither of us are above exploiting a woman's desperation to get what we want. I know that about you, which is precisely why I've been helping you all this time. Nonsense. When have you ever helped me? If I hadn't played the villain, do you really think that you would have been able to earn that woman's trust so quickly? It's because I willingly played the part as your foil that you were able to make such a good impression on her. So, show me some gratitude. I've never seen a bigger snake in my life. You really know how to use that silver tongue of yours not only to lure people in, but to get right at their skin. I think Cesar is cool either way. I'll take that as a compliment. Now, shall we go prepare to welcome our newest guild leader to the group? Inside Clement's workshop a few days later, she pores over the cryptic text of Alf's research logs while holding the corrupted blue tear, still an angry shade of red, up against a finely processed magic stone. Orca. I finally pinpointed how you broke the staff. I might have gone my entire life without unraveling this intricate trap you laid, but not anymore. Thanks to Alf's wisdom, I can now repair it perfectly. Clement lightly taps the center of the staff, and its murky, blood-red magic pours out with a scream and scatters immediately. Instantly, the staff regains its azure glow, filling the entire workshop with mysterious ripples of energy. Without a moment's hesitation, Clement heads to the back of the workshop where the gates of the abyss are connected. She draws a line through the air with the staff, and a black vortex swirls into existence. Oh, don't judge me. This magic feels even purer than when I first repaired the staff. Excellent. Now let me focus once more and... An enormous explosion rings out, and the pitch-black darkness vibrates and ripples and open into a fixed passage. This is the entrance to the abyss. The entrance feels even larger and deeper than before, and quiet. Too quiet. I can't hear a single sound. Suppressing her fear, Clemens takes her first step into the darkness. It is a historic moment, the first time ever in human history that an adventurer is able to freely explore the abyss. Take care, Los. Have a good night. Wait just a little longer, my son. No matter what, your mother is coming to save you. And that's basically part 1, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that basically takes care of that. So now that we got taken care of that, we are going to go ahead and go into doing the rest of the P5X P3 collab chapter event. So yeah.